Hey, what's going on? This is Martone, owner and trainer of Fuller Fitness, and with this video, this is the last part of my back workout. Um, you might see the rest of it as shorts, but with this one to do lat pull downs with my hands inside. I don't know if I'm gonna do a diamond, but they'll be inside. They'll be inside. Um, just hitting a different part of the back. And then as far as the motivation to record is because in 3 Saturdays I'll be 40. So for those of us who are in our mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, um, and curious on whether or not we can still, lift a certain load and um, perform at a certain level when it comes to doing this stuff and some other stuff as far as having as much energy and having a certain amount of speed, and if you're taking care of yourself to the best of your ability, or close enough to it, then you shouldn't lose anything, much of anything, as far as strength. Probably not as far as speed. Um, and then the possibility of actually still getting stronger. So, I have a challenge for myself to try to incline bench press 150-pound dumbbells. So, we'll see if I'm able to do that within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So, with this, I have 180 pounds and I'm doing a close grip pull down. Remember when I was younger, and it was taking forever for me to be able to move 150, 160, 170, and I was starting to wonder, to a certain degree it might not be that big of a deal, but starting to wonder if I might get to 170, if I might get to 180, if I might get to 190. And I don't know if any of these stations, at least the ones at the gym, I don't know if any of them go over 200 pounds. So maybe the one that I went to growing up, maybe that did, actually still does, because I think they still have it. Not knowing if I can do 200, which I have. I don't remember how many reps I did. It wasn't that many, so or at least it wasn't at the time. So maybe I can do more reps now, having more experience and more ability. But to be in your mid 30s, late mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, maybe even late 40s, and being able to move certain loads. And as long as you're not rushing through it, rushing through the workout, and trying to speed up the process to get to a certain level, just because you might just be starting, or whatever the excuse might be, the reason might be. But keep practicing. Hopefully it's fun for you, and don't stop. Keep trying, and hopefully you get to a certain number, you know, to a certain degree, depending on what number you're trying to get to, it might not matter as much as you might think. But if you can do it and you want to do it, then do it. So, again, for me, it just got to the point, you know, I'm going on 40 soon, so very soon. So, for me, I just got to the point over the last few years to where not only to be able to move 170, 180, 190, and I believe I've done 200. Not only to move that load, but do it for multiple sets and to do it for more than 2 reps. So it really depends with whatever load you're trying to move. It really depends, for those who don't know, on, sorry, I'm curious on whether or not it's going to rain today or not, but just hopefully when you're trying to lift heavy, the focus is not on trying to move that load fast just so you can do it. Or, I'm not sure how to say it, but, you trying to rush the movement in any way is not going to make it better. Just so you can say, oh, I did it, or, it was really heavy and I just got it in and done, or what, so again, I'm not sure how to say it to where it makes sense. But if it's heavy and you're trying to move it fast, you're more likely to get hurt, whether you actually complete the movement or not. So just do it if you can do it. So depending on what's heavy for you, make sure you warm up, especially for those of us that are older, but hopefully everyone, but again, specifically those of us that are older, to make sure you warm up. I did a bunch of stuff before I did that set. Dumbbell rows, bend over dumbbell rows, shoulder width lat pull downs, wide grip lat pull downs, and then I did those. And now I got to do abs. I'm not recording that part, but now I got to do abs. So to make sure you warm up properly, whatever properly is for you, and then just make sure you take a certain amount of time in between sets, hopefully not too much, but a certain amount of time between sets. I think 3 minutes should be good enough, maybe 4, but 3 minutes should be good enough. I usually try to do 2, but now that I'm older, I might go closer to 3. And that shouldn't matter as much for those who say they don't have time, because if you're lifting heavy enough, you should need a certain number of sets per exercise. If you're lifting heavy enough, like here, you just saw me do 2 sets. If it was lighter, I might have done 3 just because it felt really good. If it felt really good, and it probably would, but if it's really heavy, there's only but so many sets you should be able to do. So hopefully people take that into consideration much better. In fact, I'm kind of curious if I lift a certain load, if I just do 1 set, and then a lot of people would do a drop set or a bunch of drop sets. I don't do drop sets. So again, for me to lift as heavy as I can for however many sets I planned on doing, And if one set was the goal, I might just do that just to see if I can do it, and then move on to something else compared to doing drop sets. One thing, depending on how many of my videos you've seen, if you're doing certain things and it is working for you, do it. Eventually it's going to change, and that's true for all of us, that whatever might be working for you now, you're going to have to change it eventually. Again, I'm going on 40, so there's stuff I would do before that I'm not doing now, in terms of warming up more and doing a certain number of sets and being able to lift heavier loads. So things change, and hopefully change for the better. Even when you're, in your mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, maybe even late 40s. If you're not rushing the exercise, if you're not rushing the workout, taking a certain amount of time between sets, especially if you're only doing 1 or 2 sets, maybe even 3. Taking 2 to 3 minutes in between sets. If you're not lifting as heavy, it won't matter for you to take that much time in between sets, depending on how many reps you're doing, to where you still will probably wait 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So, there's so many different ways to make this work, in terms of lifting a certain load, making sure you have enough time to get the workout in, with whatever your schedule might be. And then hopefully, because for me it's fun. Like, I don't get ready to do this stuff and like, damn, I gotta do a back workout today. Damn, I gotta do chest and arms today. Damn, I gotta do legs today. Damn, I gotta do shoulders today. Damn, I'm doing boxing today. So it's the fact that I'm doing, and then depending on how many of my videos you've seen. So this week I'm doing dumbbells, obviously except for upper back, but doing dumbbells. And then next week, whoever didn't see it last week, I'm doing barbell. So again, I don't really have a good reason to be bored or frustrated with the workout unless it's not working, but it is. So do what works for you. And then the interesting thing about you watching stuff like this, for those who are, is being able to get some help. And then with me being the owner and trainer of Fuller Fitness, I can actually help you, and that might be one of the reasons that you're here. Otherwise, for those who just like watching people lift heavy stuff, I agree and I approve this message. And then for those who need or want help, there's many ways for me to do that. For those who are on there or who might go over there, who have a Patreon, and you go on there and support my videos or my content over there, for me to help in certain ways with that, depending on what tier of membership that you get on Patreon. If you look at that, and I'll put my information at the bottom of the video. Other than that, to either send me a message on Patreon or send me a message on Instagram, to find out how you can direct message me, and if you have serious interest in online personal training and with me as your trainer. So just not struggling more than you have to. I mean, you appreciate the struggle, especially when you finally get to a certain level, and then depending on how much you keep practicing to get to another level and another level. So again, going on 40, I've been doing it for decades, probably before some of you were born. I'm not bored with it. There's many different things I've done, many different things I've tried, some things that worked, some things I'll never do again, at least not in the same way, if at all. So just keep trying, keep practicing. Hopefully you trying and practicing is for a good cause, depending on why you're trying so hard. And if you're trying really hard, I'm guessing it's for a really good cause. And hopefully it's working or starts to work for you. And then, like I said, for me to be able to help you, for those that are interested, I'll put the information at the bottom so you can actually do that. And then, like I said, one of them is to become a member on Patreon. a paying member on Patreon, to where you can get certain things and from me, and make your payment worth it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, to where as far as being here, you give the video a like, share with people who might be interested in it, like the story that I just told, the true story that I just told, the true stories that I always tell. And then subscribe, so that whenever I post, you're more aware of it, compared to looking around hoping to see certain things from whomever, but specifically me. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. This is Martone, owner and trainer of Fuller Fitness. Take care.